Okay. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Okay. Good morning, Mary Grace. Good morning, Alistair. Good morning, Melanie. Oh, good afternoon from London, Melanie. Hi, Julie. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary Grace. Oh, we're scrolling the wrong way. Good morning, Colleen. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to have so much fun with Canva. And we are going to learn about how to make some really fun pages. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite hacks, tips, and tricks. Guys, it's just going to be awesome. So this is my heads up warning that for whatever reason, my computer, whenever I do video and then try to screen share, it gets real cranky with me. So fingers crossed we won't have that problem today. But if my computer is running super slow, I swear everything is shut down. I did the best that I could to get this computer to work with me today. So fingers crossed. But so with tech issues, hopefully it won't be that long, but it might go a little bit longer than usual. But you guys are going to have the replay for at least until tomorrow. And you're going to be able to catch all of it. So it's really exciting. So good morning from sultry Virginia. Oh my goodness, Leslie, where in Virginia are you? I'm in Virginia too. Veronica, yes, there will be a replay. It's going to be up until tomorrow evening, tomorrow at midnight. And it's going to be awesome. So you guys can catch it all. Oh, Bethany, you're speaking to my soul. You're doing great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So guys, let's talk really quick. If you don't know what Canva is, I used to fully be like against Canva for a really long time. And then I started to make my own like workbook pages, my own freebie pages and everything inside of Canva. I had been from like just PicMonkey for like a long time. And then I realized like how much easier it was to make specifically like PDFs and printable pages inside of Canva. And it was like a whole new world. That was how it felt, was like, oh my gosh, this is easy and doable. And it made making freebies for my blog, for my business. It made making products and accompanying workbooks for products and stuff. It made it all super easy. And now I'm kind of like a template making and like a printable making addict in Canva. It's kind of a problem. Like this is like normal people have like a stress response of like eating ice cream. I stress design things in Canva. True story. I agree, Heather. Canva is amazing and it just keeps getting better and better. True story. PicMonkey still wins out in my mind in some areas, but like now that Canva has started doing things like adding drop shadows, like adding outlines, that kind of stuff, I'm really like doing more and more stuff inside of Canva. And specifically when it comes to making PDFs. And that's one of the best things that I found why I love Canva so much is the PDF creation process. So if you guys are cool, we're going to go ahead and start my screen share. Let's all fingers crossed that this cooperates with me today. Fingers crossing, y'all. Fingers crossing. Okay. So are you guys all able to see this adorable little screen over here? This is I started kind of messing around so you could make sure that my computer wasn't not going to cooperate with me. True story. So can everybody see my screen? We can zoom in a little bit here. So when we start out making our web page or our design templates inside of Canva, what we want to do is make sure that we're using the right size for a printable page. Specifically because remember, like you don't want somebody to get a printable and then like it's outside of the parameters and like they go to print it and it's like it takes up this much of the page. You want to make sure that it is 8.5 by 11. And you do that straight off when you make your own design from Canva. It says inches. You can change it from pixels to inches and you do it 8.5 by 11. So I'm trying to make it so the pages will fit. Is this my sign that I need to get a Mac desktop? I think that it is. I should tell my husband that that's going to be the next big purchase. So One of my favorite things to start with, and this is like honest to goodness truth, guys, when I'm staring at like the blank page, it's really difficult to find something that I want to design. Usually it starts off with an idea. Like you want to, let's say you want to make sure that you have a checkbox that your people can use. And you're going to use it for being able to share like the 3 best tips for whatever it is. So we're going to kind of start off with something pretty simple by going over here to templates. Now, obviously, Canva is very specific about their use of templates. They don't want you to use their templates as your own products, which is totally understandable. And obviously, like you don't want to do that because that's kind of icky. So we're going to start with seeing what kind of checklist they have. I like to start with this simply because it gets the wheels turning. It gets your brain working in a way of like being receptive to design ideas. And sometimes you find stuff and sometimes you don't. Let's go ahead and try workbook and see if anything. Oh my gosh, these are so cute for kids. Here. So this is going to be a page that I was like, ooh, I really want to do a planner page for you guys. So they have a timeline for the day. They have date over here. They have the to-do list. They have notes. Why is that sideways? Oh, there's a flower over there. Didn't see that. That's how well we're doing today. And so I want to show you guys how I'm going to make kind of like a planner page like this. So first off, here, I'm going way back and forth. So let's go ahead and make a page. Whoops. We're going to duplicate this page and then delete everything with it. And so we're going to go over to elements. And I always I never understood this. And then I accidentally discovered it. And I'm truly saying accidentally. My favorite thing in the entire world is tidy up. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in just a second here. So we're going to make this box. It's going to be this bright blue color so that we can see it. Obviously, like you don't want to do something in the background if you're going to be repeating this color. This is a little bit too dark. Usually you'd want to do something more muted so that people can write over top of it. If you want to use this color as like an outline color like this, then that's fine because it doesn't take up as much printer ink and it's easier to see. But if you're going to have it so that it's something that people are writing on, we want to do something more plain. But for our intents and purposes here, I'm going to show this to you. So we want to do it so that each line is a color block and then a white block and then a color block and then a white block. And I'm going to show you my favorite thing in the world. So this is usually kind of difficult to make sure that you're getting the spacing correct because let's be real, it's hard sometimes. And so I'm going to show you my favorite little hack in the entire world. And it's not just copying and pasting, I promise. Because I'm a stickler for spacing. I don't know if you caught that already. But it irks me to no end when I'm like, I see that this white space here is wider than this space. Drives me bananas. Absolutely bananas. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of my spaces here. I'm going to go over here to position and go to tidy up. And you couldn't really see it, but it made everything even. So when you do tidy up, this is my favorite thing in the world, guys. Seriously, especially if you're doing anything with graphs or bars or charts that you have to design, it's really hard to get those lines perfectly, to get them to be, symmetrical and easily distanced. So doing tidy up evens them out based off of the positioning of the top and the bottom line. So everything else in between. Here, we're going to mess this up real bad. So we're going to throw these guys around a little bit, see what we can do. Okay, ready? It's going to tidy it back up for me. Position, tidy up. One click. I don't have to sit there with a caliper, measuring things. And it's done. It's done. This is my favorite thing because I'm a money blogger. So many of the printables that I make have these lines. It drives me batty, absolutely batty when they're not even. So, whoops, give me just a sec. I accidentally clicked out of my box over here. Okay, perfect. And Now we're back. Okay. Sorry, guys. So let's say you can, let's see. Whoops. So now let's say we want to change this color because we just talked about how it's difficult color to see. You can always, if you really like this color and don't want to try to figure it out, you can always do a transparency where you're making it lighter. And guys, things always print out darker than we had anticipated. It always prints out darker than we had anticipated. It is so, it's like, this seems pretty dark. And then you print out, it's like, whoa, that's really too dark. So I usually like to go like 1 or 2 shades darker than or lighter than I really think it needs to be. But for our purposes here, we're going to go with something that you can all see, that I can see, because I have this giant ring light and I'm like kind of blinded by it. So now we are going to go ahead and give it a box around it so that this can be something that's pretty. No, cooperate with me. You know, guys, if I was a drinker, like, this sounds terrible, but like every time that something doesn't work, I yell at it and I say, cooperate. So that would be a really terrible drinking game. We would all have problems by the end of the day. Okay, so now we've given it an outline. You can change the color of the outline. Another thing that I like about Canva is that you can change the brand colors. You can add your own. I have a bazillion of them, but here's something else that's really cool is sometimes, and it drives me nuts, but like sometimes if you pick a photo and you're like, you know, let's go with, guys, give me something. It's fun. Not lines and shapes. Give me like beach. Let's see what a beach will pull up. Hopefully this little hack will work as well. We want to go over to photos. Is it going to cooperate with me is the $1 million question. Sometimes this works. Okay. So now let's see, because here we go. So it pulls from a photo that you've added here. So let's say I want to use this photo as like color inspiration. Okay. So for like the entire thing, I want to use this photo as color inspiration. And so I would go over here, I would add my photo, like literally in the middle of the page. And then you can scroll down to the photo colors that it has. And you can pull the colors straight from there. You can do replace all if you want to. You can change some of them if you want to. It's really all up to you. But this is just a really cool way of being able to like change these things to make them more customizable based on whatever the project is that you're working on. And then you just kind of draw up if you want to, go back over to your color, change it to that lilac, and then pull it right back. And now we have our cute little thing. So I really love this. This is really fun. So I have the paid version of Canva. I'm sure that there are some limitations that you can use with free. I don't know what they are. I haven't had the free version in so long. Plus they keep changing things. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But with the paid version, you do get all of their stock photos and the graphics and everything. So that's pretty fun. So now we have our pretty little box here. You can use this kind of page as like a note page. We're going to make it a little bit smaller here. So I'm going to duplicate this because I like this page as its own little notes page. We're going to come back in here, spoiler alert, in just a few minutes and pop in some check boxes here. We can even bring this up a little further so that it has like a white line there. Bring this guy down and there's a white line there. There's a lot of things that you can do. But I wanted to show you. Did we highlight everything? Did we? And if you guys don't know this yet, you can grab everything on the page with one click. So you click on your mouse and then you just drag it across. If you only want to grab certain things, like say, for example, we're going to move this guy. Cooperate. Nope, not that one. Command Z is undo, by the way. You didn't know you were going to get keyboard shortcuts too while we're here. So we're going to make this a little bit easier to see for this purpose. Okay. Whoops. So let's say in this case that we want to only have 3 of these. You can just highlight 3 of them. Or let's say that you want this piece and 3 of these to copy. Okay. So you can shift if you click and hold Shift and click with your mouse, you select this thing, and I can do this thing and this thing. We're going to copy. We're going to paste. And now it's selected the 3 things that I wanted and nothing more. That's a really cool feature, which sounds like super arbitrary, but I promise I'm going somewhere with it in just a second. There's a lot of different things that you can do with shortcuts inside of Canva that I really, really appreciate about them. Okay, so really quick, we're going to take this guy. And I swear I'm going somewhere, guys. Swear it's going somewhere here. So now we have this adorable little page that we can use as if you wanted to fill things in or you just wanted to leave it blank and give your people a prompt at the top. It's right here. You can do that. You can send this box to the back if you want so that it's not visible in front of all of the lines. You can do a lot of different things. Let's say we want to make sure that this is centered. You can go over here to position and make sure that it is in the center without having to do like the lines thing. You can go off of the lines, which is totally fine. But let's say we're being lazy. We can go over here, go to, whoops, that's not the one I wanted. Too many things and it's not going to collect. So we have to do it by the grid, which is okay. We'll do another one where it gets to be centered. And so there we have it. Whoops. There we go. Now you're centered. Now it's cooperating with me. So yeah, so from the beginning, really quick, let's do another little recap because I think that this is a really cool thing to point out. From the start, this was our first page that we created. We started with the idea of making sure that we have a timeline on this planner page. You can do this and customize it however you want to. We're going to build this page out. We're going to build our own planner page based off of these things. So we started with this guy. We can use this to come back in with checkboxes. We have this guy, which is the beginning of our actual planner page. This can be our notes section. We'll add it in text in just a second. And now we also have a blank, like fill in the blanks kind of checkbox section that you can do. Oh, hang on. These are not fully even, and that is irking me. We're going to do our, okay, so they are even. That's what it's telling me is that they're even. So we started off, and now we have 3 pages. Just like that. This is, I'm not even kidding. This is one of my favorite things, like, is being able to do this and kind of go through it. Let's say for this one, though, we want to get rid of this box and kind of have it blank. We're going to go in here. We're going to add, because one of my favorite things about Canva now is that you can add these kind of fun effects. And we're going to, I start usually with, I like a bold font. So I'm not even going to try to say this word. Einstrahlung, bold. I like League Spartan personally, but there's a ton of different options that you can use. Even if you have the free version in Canva, there's so many different things that you can choose from and kind of customize your fonts. You can also, if you are buying your own fonts, you can fill those out, or you can add your own fonts if you've bought them. One of my favorite things also, especially if you like to have your own customizable fonts. So, you know what? We have to zoom in on this guy because I'm going to show you guys some fun things that you can do with text. Whoop. We're going to center you over top of that. And now we're going to go down to effects. So let's talk about effects really quick. So this was one of my, like, the highlights of Canva they recently got. I love to do drop shadow on things. If you guys have ever seen any of my, oh gosh, what is it called? If you guys have ever seen any of my like sales page graphics or anything like that, you will know I love drop shadow. Love it. It's one of my favorite things ever. And you can customize the transparency so it can be lighter or darker. We're going to go up here to change this color again, but I did get rid of my picture. So we're going to have to, I don't like that color. Okay, purple and gold. That's what we're going to go with. And now we're going to change the background because it's going to irk me because I am a child. I apologize in advance. And we're going to make this guy darker. No, darker, darker, so that you can actually see it. Okay, we'll go with that one. And so there it is. This is our drop shadow. You can do it so that it has outlines without having to try to line everything up or anything difficult like that. That's this guy. Whoop. So that you can see it. It's really fun so that you don't have to try to like move things around like that. Oop, I missed a question. Sorry. How do you got the highlight again? For the whole page or for like, so you can drag, just like click with your mouse and pull it across. Or you can do for the whole page. If I really wanted to do this whole page, whoops, you could do Command A and it highlights everything on the page so that you don't have to like drag. Or you could just do it drag and drop. So we're going to go with, let's go with the drop shadow guy. And so we have notes, and now we're going to go back over to this next page that we created, and I'm going to copy this guy. I'm going to bring it over to this page, and this is going to be our to-do list section, our top things to do today. So you can line things up over there. We're going to line it up over here too. We're going to make this smaller. So hang on, bear with me. Make you smaller, bring you down. Got to make this box smaller. And remember our tidying up. We're going to do our tidy up and we're going to see what this does for me. Boop. I'm going to make that smaller, that smaller. And now we have our, let's call this the top things to do today. Boop. Today I will. And we're going to make this guy smaller. Actually, because I'm a stickler and a pain in the tuchus. I like it to fill up my boxes usually. So now we have our notes section. Today I will. These are like the top 3 things that you're going to do in a day. We're going to also, whilst we are here, copy these guys, bring this over here, and line this up. And then we're going to, because this is already kind of the size that I want it to be, we're going to copy and paste. Command C, Command V does copy and paste for you, in case you're wondering, because I didn't say that. I apologize. That's totally on me. And now I think we can squeeze in 3 more, maybe. Let's see what we can do. You gonna cooperate with me? Yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to actually, maybe I want to get rid of this guy. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So we're going to see what tidy up can do because it's a little bit squishy right there in the middle. All right, perfect. And so now we're going to copy and paste again. Drag. Psst, cooperate. Come on. Work with me here, man. And over, one more. Come on. Okay. See, now my computer's decided that it doesn't like us. And that's okay. We can talk amongst ourselves. I forgot to mention, by the way, in case you were in the comments and you see Jennifer. Jennifer is my right-hand lady today. She is part of my team, is super amazing, and is here to help out answering questions. If you have any questions and I don't get to them, she's added them to a Q&A for me so that I can make sure that I answer them at the end and in case I miss them. So she's there, and if you see her answering questions, she's not just some like rando. She actually knows what she's talking about. She is an incredible graphic designer as well. So there we go. Okay, and so now we're going to move this down. And so there we have it. Now we have our little sheet. We've designed our planner. You don't have to make it more difficult on yourself by adding in the time slots. I actually like for planner pages, I don't like to add in the time slots because of the fact that not everybody's days start off at the first point in the day. Like first point in the day. Some people like to get up at 4. Some people don't get up until 10. Some people go to bed at 9. Some people go to bed at 2 a.m. I don't like to kind of force things on people. So I leave mine blank. And then I usually, like inside of printables and stuff, I'll show them how they can use the pages. And I'll do like a tutorial on how to fill it out if I really wanted to. Or you can just leave it blank. So we've made a planner page. Just using lines, by the way. Like, we didn't make this difficult. This is not something where we had to, you know, get a degree in like architecture to figure out how to add lines to a page. You didn't have to hire a graphic designer. Boom, you've made a page and it's super helpful. And you can add whatever you want. That's the cool thing about this is this isn't something that, you know, my people who would probably want to see something about like, did you spend any money today? Did you reach your goals? How much money did you save? Did you add anything to your investment portfolio? Whatever it is, my people are different than your people. And that's kind of beautiful in a way. So you can customize these planners. I think that there's a planner page, no matter what niche you're in, there's a planner page that you can fit to your niche in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Yes. So if you want to make these things fill out a bull online, I love to do this on, it's a website called PDF Escape. Let's see if I can type this here. And you can do this. I think that it's free. I haven't used them in a hot minute. Last I checked, it's free. And you can kind of like drag where you want people to be able to fill out. So here, like each line, you would have to do a drag and drop so that people can make sure that like this is a time that gets filled out. This is a time that gets filled out. It's really cool. Yeah, so different things that you could add to your own planner pages. Shirley, that's a great idea. What would you guys add to your planner pages? Shirley says, how many books did you read? I love that. How many pages of a book did you read? How many meals did you cook at home? How many times did your kids ask for a snack? 18,000. How many cups of water did you drink? How long did you go for a walk? How was your workout? There's a lot of different things that you can add no matter what niche you're in and what you talk about. So obviously these things are like super, super exciting, super exciting. That's so cool, Shirley. Shirley's an author and teaches people how to write books. Super cool. Jade, upcoming classes. Exactly. Like planning out your day. So along this line, this is something that's really cool. So again, to recap, we can go ahead. By the way, this is another one of my favorite things that I'm going to show you because I think it's super important. My whole thing, guys, if you haven't caught on, by the way, I forgot to totally introduce myself. I'm Caroline Bensel. I have 4 kids. I like to work smarter and not harder because I don't want to be glued to my computer all day. And one of my favorite things is literally copy and pasting. So I've already done this work. I don't have to do it over and over and over again. We're actually just going to get rid of that completely because it was irking me. So we wrote the word notes down here before. We're going to just pop it right back up here. We're going to make this a little bit darker just for our purposes here. And I'm going to actually copy this page because another thing that I wanted to show you. Okay, let's go here. Boop, boop, boop. And we're going to, so it's added our heading, and I wanted to show you this. So if you guys are line people, and you can do, there's a few different things that you can do to add lines. But one of my favorites is so that you don't have to try to figure out like the perfect spacing. And sometimes it's really difficult with, you know, lining everything up and filling out spaces perfectly. I'm not kidding you when I say this. I literally do. You hold down the Option key and then you go to the key that's directly to the right of the 0 key. And it's this line. Oh, sorry, Shift, and it does this line at the bottom. This is just with, what is this called? League Spartan. And so once I have it and it fills up the page or fills up the line that I want it to do, I Command A, and then I'm going to Command C a bunch of times. That's it. And so now I can have actual notes lines that I don't have to figure out the alignment for, that I don't have to make sure are actually like in perfect alignment constantly. If the lines are too far apart, you can go up here to the spacing and you can change the line spacing. Oops, that's the letter spacing. Ignore what I said. Change the line spacing so that they're smaller. And so now we have this big page and I didn't have to try to figure out all of the lines and I didn't have to figure out things. And you can zoom in And if you see, let's see, can you see a line between them? If you're uncomfortable, if you see like an itty bitty part of a line, you can change the letter spacing so that there's no spacing at all. Sometimes that edits the last line there, and that's fine because then you can just, we're just doing, again, it's like that underlining underscore thing, and that's it. Super, super simple. One of my favorite things to do, especially to fill out a page, if you just wanted it to be blank for notes or whatever, you can add plenty of different things to make a boring note page more exciting. You can go over here to change the transparency. If you don't like the super dark lines, you can change it to be lighter. You don't have to change the font color. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So again, to recap really quick, we started with this inspiration. We have never touched this page at all. It was just kind of an outline. We have now made 2 different notes pages, a full planner page that we can obviously edit and customize, a checkbox page, which we will come back to in a hot second. And now we're going to move on to checkboxes, because this is another really fun thing. Like, absolutely one of my favorite things to do is create checkboxes, which sounds super boring, but I swear I'm going somewhere with it. So I like to start with something simple, but in the hopefully like sake of time, I was really concerned that my computer was going to poop out on me. So I didn't want to like, hopefully, like, fingers crossed, guys, my computer won't break. But these were some of the ones that I made, and I'm going to show you guys some of my fun favorite things to do. So I'm going to delete this completely, and we're going to go over to elements. And whether or not you have the free plan, you can get these elements. We're going to do it super simple. Sorry. And we're going to go to lines and shapes. We're going to just a plain old box. And let's say we wanted to do an outline for it. Here's an outline. We are going to change this color so that you can actually see it. These outline perfectly together, and I can change the offset to this. So if I wanted it to kind of be a little bit like that, give it a little bit of a 2-level effect, Monty Python fans, and it looks super cute. We can do this crazy cool thing. So if we're going to be duplicating this box, it's really frustrating when you accidentally like move things, or when you have to like move things around and there's a lot of them. And next thing you know, you've gotten this one like way over here and you're like, oh crap, how did I do that? I didn't mean to. So what I like to do, once I figured out the alignment that I like and the color scheme that I like, I highlight them both and I do Command G, or you can click on group. And what that does is it changes everything as a group. It makes everything together. It connects them. So now I can no longer just move them apart. They are one unit, just one. And if for some reason I decided that I wanted to ungroup them, it's just a one-click thing. Or you can do Command Shift G if you're a computer keyboard whiz. You can do that. They also in Canva have some, we're going to group these guys again just for our sakes here. They have a few other options here as far as like outlines that you can do. Canva's really, like I said, Canva's really, really fun. Let's see. Oh, and that's like an outline of an outline. Ooh, fancy. They have a bunch of different options that you can do. I'm a sucker. I'm a glutton for like punishment. And sometimes I like to make my own things. But really, you could have just done this. So this guy is an outline here, which you can't really see, but that's okay. There's that. And now we're going to give this guy a color as well. So see how there's an outline around this, an outline around the outside there, and then there's a drop shadow. So it can be as customized or as simple as you want to make these things. This is really, really fun thing to do, guys. Okay, so really quick, one more thing, because we had a question about making, what is it called? The lines that are dotted. Okay, so there's this line that you can use that's dotted, but this all kind of comes back to here. Let's see if we can zoom in so that you can actually see that it's dotted. Woo, that's too far. Calm down there. Calm down. There we go. So these guys are dotted, as you can see. And you can customize these inside of, these are all just the different line options that they have. This one's rounded, this one's dashed, this is dotted. You can change the weight of them, which means like how thick they are. So you can do this as, you know, you could use this as like a header if you want to separate different sections, or it can be super teensy tiny. Now, remember though, like things are going to show up differently once it's actually printed out. So like the dots that look, this looks pretty small, right? But once you print it out, it's like, whoa, that's big. So always go smaller. I also like to, let's see. I like to try to zoom in as much as possible so that I can get an actual idea of what it's going to look like on paper. And so usually 100% is kind of about what you can expect. Like if you held it up to your computer screen, they should overlap basically. And so that really helps in kind of figuring out the weight of things. So whichever one you want to use, this again, you can do solid lines at the end. You can do dashed lines if you wanted to do something like that. It's really awesome. And then you can change them, by the way. This is really fun. You can change the ending of them if you wanted to do an arrow. Or you can, whoops, not that end. We're over this side. You could do diamond. You could do cute little arrow. There's a lot of different things that you can do, which is really exciting. But ooh, we're going to zoom out for just a sec. We're going to do a not end. Is that right? Yeah. There's nothing there. We're going to do this as dots. And now we're going to do this page as well. We're going to copy, paste. Okay, let's see if I can, we're going to zoom out so that you guys can actually see this nonsense all happening at the same time. We are going to copy and paste. And let's see if we can do this copy paste. Woo, cooperate. Oops. Move you guys up together so that I can have a better idea of how many I need. Copy paste. I like to try to get them as aligned as I can because then I can be a total nerd and make sure that I have everything where it needs to be. And now we're going to, we're going to just copy paste that one and see. We're going to do our tidy up magic. So this is a hot mess. Ready? Let's see what we got here. Position, tidy up. Boom. Ta-da! Ta-da! It's super exciting, guys. Super, super exciting. So that's where one of my favorite things, honestly. And then if you are like, I really want this to take up more space, you can highlight them all and drag to make them bigger or smaller. It does change the weight of the line, so that is worth mentioning, but it's something that you can do, and then we can make sure that it's centered. Whoops. And then if you accidentally highlight something that you don't mean to, you can do, you can do Control, and it gets rid of it. If you hold down Control and click on something, and you highlighted everything else, but you accidentally clicked on something, Control, and then click on it. Or sorry, Shift, and then click. I'm doing this backwards. No, it's Shift and then click on it and it gets rid of it. That's it. Okay, so we have these guys. And there was something else that I had wanted to say, but I can't remember it offhand. So we're just going to come back to it. So we're going to go back. I'm going to go back to this page because now I want to make this slightly smaller. So we have to scooch these guys up a little bit. Position, tidy up. Seriously, guys, it makes my life so much easier. And I wanted to share that with somebody. I'm like, you guys will appreciate that. Okay. Okay. How do you make a dotted grid page? Jade, we're going to get to that because I like that idea. That's a fun one. Okay. I'm sure that there's an easier way to do this, but one of my favorite things to do for like if you're doing a bullet journal page, we're going to duplicate that page, get rid of the word notes. Get rid of the word notes. There we go. We're going to have to probably get rid of a few of these just because there's too many. Delete. Move you up to the tippy top. And then moving you guys all down to the bottom, duplicate some of these lines. I'm not kidding. This is just fun. And maybe you guys are like, whoa, there's a lot of information here. I apologize. But I'm trying to make this as like easy for you guys to see happening as possible, because honestly, I'm like, if we can make creating things in Canva easier, then awesome. Let's make this easy. Let's make this easy, guys. Okay, we're going to go over here to dotted. The line weight, you can do that. I guess bullet journal-y would kind of be a little bit less lines, a little bit fewer. So let's see if we can get rid of some of these guys. We're going to do tidy up again. See if that gives us a little bit more space. Yeah, that worked. You can also then, we're going to, I don't think we need that many. So we're going to copy this. And before I paste it, we're going to hit Command A, and we're going to group all of these so that they do not get mixed up in this next thing that we're going to do, which is going to be a little bit cray-cray. So we're going to paste this, and then we are going to turn it. We're going to make it in a different direction. Make sure that it's 90 degrees. Bring this guy on down here. And actually what we have to do is make sure that all of them go to the bottom line. I don't think. So here, we're just gonna delete, boop, boop, boop. And so you can hold Command or Shift, sorry. If you hold Shift and you click on things, it will allow you to pick a bunch of different things that you can click on and go and paste them without like freaking out that you're messing something up. So we're going to copy and paste and paste. Paste again. Paste again. And we're going to see what we got here. And if this works. Going to click, 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 click. Man, riveting stuff here, guys. And why aren't you highlighting for me, friend? Please highlight. There you are. Okay. Now I want to make sure that I'm not on the background. I'm not. We're going to do our position. We're going to do our tidy up. And bing, bang, boom. Oop, I missed one. I was wondering why it was a little bit wonky there. Now we're going to try it again. Tidy up. And now we have our grid. Ta-da! Yeah. So this is really like, you can make this as fun as you want it to be. And here's the thing that I think is really important to mention. When we are making our things for our people, whether it is a paid product or a free product, we have to remember that all of this is just to help our people. So when you're doing a free product, you don't want to overwhelm them with so much stuff that they're like, well, if I can't do this free stuff, then how am I ever going to be able to do the paid stuff? We want to make sure that our people feel like they can do it. So we don't want to overwhelm them with the freebies that we give them. We want to make sure that we're giving them just enough information to feel like, oh, I can do this. So with the bullet journal, you don't have to spend oodles and oodles of time on pages. Same thing with planner pages. You don't have to spend so much time that you feel like you're going to go crazy, like trying to do this. It is as simple as you want to make it. It is as doable as you want to make it. So I hope that that made sense. Like, that's my little product creation tangent, because I love to talk about products. So let's go back down really quick to our check boxes, because this is one of my, man, how many times is anyone counting how many times I've said, like, this is one of my favorite things? Because it really is. It's all one of my favorite things. So let's go ahead and make a checkbox. So I wanted to show you some of the other ones. These are all ones that I just threw together that I designed. I love gold things. I don't know if you've picked up on that through any of my branding. I love gold things. This is, I think, a paid for product inside of Canva or paid. If you have Canva Pro versus the free version, you can get these. There's a lot of different elements that you can get if you have the paid for plan. That was the word I was looking for. So I wanted to show you guys there's some things that you can do to make these your own little pages. So this is how I started. Was I picked, I'm going to zoom in because it's really hard to see. I picked one. Come on. I picked one of these check boxes so that you can see what it's going to look like. I took this guy right here at this fella. I made this guy. I was like, you know what? This one really speaks to my soul. It seems like it would be really easy for a person to check off, to be able to see it, acknowledge that it is a checkbox, and then go from there. So all I did was for example, we're going to highlight all of it that we want. We're going to Command G, which turns it into a group. And then we are going to Command C and take it over to this page. We're going to Command V, which is paste. And then we are going to drag it to be the size that we want. And because it's going to be in a little checkboxy like this, we're going to make it that same size. Now, this is where it gets really, this is where it gets like a little bit confusing. But I promise you're not going to hate me once I'm done. So I've added my line, again, over in lines and shapes. Super simple. I'm going to make the weight 2 so that you can see it, but it's not going to be super thick. Oops, I said 2. 2. There we go. So that you can see it. And now I'm going to get rid of this guy. Okay, get rid of you. And now I'm going to ungroup this one because we're going somewhere. I promise. Once we have this alignment where we want it, I like to align things so that there's space, so that there is, here, we're going to zoom out just a touch so that you can see it. So that there's a little bit space in between so that you can see the delineation between the checkbox and the line itself, but you can still see the checkbox so that it's cute. And then once we've gotten the spacing so that we like it, I'm going to add a little bit more. We're going to ungroup this guy and then regroup these guys together. And here's why. Remember the tidying up thing that I talked about? We're going to copy and paste this whole thing. Because if we hadn't grouped them together, it would really mess things up if you go to tidy them up. I mean, if you really want to, I can show you what it looks like, but it is a hot mess. So what we want to do is I start usually with the top and the bottom. So let's say that I have, this is the bottom one. This is where I want the bottom to end. Oh, hang on. Shirley, yes, you will get the replay. There is a replay, promise. Okay, hang on. So we are going to copy and paste these guys. Scroll and bring them on down. We're going to highlight more of them and paste more of them, scrolling it on down. And we're just going to do it again for good measure. That should probably fill up the whole page now. And no, I don't have an exact science to this. It's literally like, does this look okay? Okay, ready? Hot mess 2. And they're all lined up. This is the perfect way to like make sure that you have everything lined up. And here's something else that's really cool is if you're like, you know, there's not enough space up here for a header, you can just get rid of this top block. And there it is. And so now we've made this really cool checkbox page. And we started off with a bunch of different designs. You start with them bigger so that you can kind of design them and see what you like about it. If you really don't like this color, you can change it. And it's just, it makes it so easy. So we're going to scroll back up here. Whoop, we're going to get rid of some of these pages as we go. We're going to scroll back up here, grab this. Let's see, we're going to grab this guy, copy it, scroll back down here because I want to make sure that the fonts stay the same throughout this entire thing. And we're going to move this here. And you want to give it, let's see, a cool name. So let's say My Cool Breakfast, because I am a millennial and I'm not cool anymore, apparently. So there we have it. And now we've got our background, which we are going to change in a minute. We have our title. We have our checkboxes. This can be something where you are able to come in and fill things out. Now, we're going to duplicate this again because I am nothing if not a glutton for punishment. We're going to delete everything and we're going to ungroup this because what I want to do here is add a text that's going to go on top of this line. So let's say that you want to give them a checklist that they're going to be able to fill out. Okay. So we're going to move this guy up a little bit so that it's kind of in the middle. Oh, there. Move the text down a little bit so that it's right there. And we're going to say checklist item. Super simple, super kind of boring, but we're going somewhere, I promise. So let's say that you want to make sure that you are giving them a, let's see, like a place to, or you want to give them like, let's say 10 things that they need to do, right? So we want to drag this over here. Promise I'm going somewhere. Make sure that that aligns with that because everything comes back to alignment. Bring that down just a little bit. That means that this has to come down just a little bit. Whoop. Okay, now we are going to group this. Whoops. Did I group you? Did I? No. Oh, no, because I hit the wrong button. And now we are going to copy and paste and bring this all the way down to the bottom. And then we're going to do that again and again and again. Let's say, do we want 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops. Copy. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's right. We're going to highlight all of them. We are going to tidy them up. They went alignment in a different direction. Bring them to the center. And now we have our nice big checklist. Ta-da! And now that's a little bit too close. Whoops, daisies. So now we're going to bring that guy down because that was bothering me. Sorry. And now we can just realign. We can just re-tidy up. Ta-da! And so because we're going to go off of this, all of this I want to continue to show you guys is building off of everything. Everything is just building up off of something that you've already created. And once we have these pages done, you can save them in Canva as like a template for yourself to create other things in the future. The whole thing about this is just to make things easy and fun for you. Because honestly, I don't know about you guys, but like if things are fun and easy, I'll do them. But if they're difficult and tedious, I'm not going to do them, which is why I had avoided Canva for so long. Okay, we're going to duplicate this page again, and we're going to get rid of that. No. There we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. And you. And you. And you. Going to get rid of you guys so that we have, let's see, do we have 5? Because your girl can't count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So now we are going to do something kind of fun, which is showing you guys how to do, like if you wanted to do a box around each one of these items, we might need a little bit more space. But we're going to do in square. Let's see what pops up here. We have to go over to graphics because sometimes it gets cranky with us. And so then we're going to go to static and free so that you guys can see what there is available. And what we want is a simple square. You will work for our purposes. And what I love about this, you want to make sure when you're designing things and you want things that are going to be longer, you want to make sure that you have these lines on the sides and at the bottom as well, like the top and the bottom. See these little flat lines? Because if you don't, it means that it's a square that's static. I think that this one is a square that's static. So if I wanted to make it wider, like just drag it down, I can't. I can only stick with a square format. So if I wanted to make something a rectangle, I have to make sure that it is in the right size. So we are going to make this guy a little bit smaller. Sit there, drag you over here, and drag you down. Actually, we're just going to get rid of all of you guys because this is going to be easier if I can just... Haha. So let's just say you wanted to have a place where you're explaining something to your people. Whether that is, you know, your top 10 resources, if you wanted to make like a resource page or something, this is where you could do it. So we're going to align everything. Example, text, copy, paste, just so that you guys can see what it looks like. And then one more. Bring you up. And you can bring it over, align it over here if you want, whatever it is. So let's say you've seen these pages, right, where you're like, step 1, blank, step 2, blank. So we're going to use this as an example. But first we have to move this guy to the back so that we can ungroup this so that we can group the whole shebang. And now we have this as a pretty little group. And so now we're going to copy and paste again. And I like to have things in odd numbers on pages. I don't know why. I think my brain is broken. And so what I would do then would be copy and paste this guy one more time, bring this down to the bottom, line things up. And then I'm going to ungroup it and then make this into a notes section where we are going to, and see how there's the bigger lines in between these. If you want to keep them spaced out, you totally can. There's no rules that say you can't. And if there were, well, screw the rules. Because you make your own rules in your own business. There. I had to say that at some point in this. So, or you can go ahead and change the spacing so that there's no spacing in between them. Or you can change the font is probably an easier thing to do if we're being totally honest. We're going to go over here. And there we have it. Now my spacing is correct. Cooperate. There we go. And copy and paste. And there. So now we have, whoops. No, come back. And now we have a cranky outline there. I love it when that happens. And so now we've got this fella, this little guy here. And this can be, again, you can change this. You can add effects to it. Make it fun if you really want to. Make it festive. And we have a notes section at the bottom. Ta-da! Yes. So now while we have all of these cool pages, man, we've designed a lot of pages here from the get-go. So we're going to keep going because I've got one more thing that I wanted to show you, which is the calendar page. Okay, so for making a calendar page, you can either do this horizontal or vertical. So like a printout page where it would just be, you know, across the top. Or you can have it, this is horizontal, that's vertical. There we go. That was the word I was looking for. So for these purposes, I wanted to show you that because of the tidying up and everything, the only things that I used, the only different items that I used to make this next page were a color block for the top, a horizontal line, a vertical line, and a text that I liked. So this is what it will look like. This page right here is what it's going to look like. And then you can add the text to it. So here's what it's going to be. Ready? So we have our top line that we like. We have where that's going to go. We're going to move our color line, which we've super easily gotten over in Elements, over in, cooperate with me, please, computer. No, we're not going to cooperate with me. Oh, here we go. Over in Lines and Shapes, it's just a standard block. Boop. Remember the lines at the top and the lines on the sides. Want to make sure that it has those. So we have our top line. We're going to copy and paste this bad boy where we want the bottom line to be, because we don't want these things to be like, you know, super long or anything. Super long is really relative. We're going to connect these with our other line, which we've made. We're going to copy and paste this across the board here, because remember, everything gets lined up based on, what is it called? The top and the bottom line. Same thing with the start and the end line. So we are going to make 5 weeks. No, actually, because we have to bring this guy in. Got to bring you in. So we have a color background for our text. It's already lined up and everything. Ooh. No, you're not. What are you doing here, friend? And we're going to go zoom in and change that if we need to. Or we can just add a block around the outside so that it is a darker we go. And hide things if we have to. Scrolling down. But we're going to get to that in a second. So to make a calendar page, we are going to take this, copy and paste, and we need 6 lines. Paste. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, so now we have our lines. We're going to click on each one of them using Shift, and then we are going to do position, tidy up. Boom, boom, ba-boom, boom, boom. It can actually be that simple. Now we are going to take our horizontal lines and we are going to do 5 weeks. So we need 5 weeks, which means that we need 4 lines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now you can see how they're like really, really far apart. We're going to take this bottom line, this middle one, next, 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 next. We don't want to take this top one because this top part is different than the rest of it. We're going to go over to tidy up and ba-boom. There we go. Oh, dear. So, yeah. Ta-da! Oh, no. Am I offline? Why does it say offline? That's not good. Can you guys still see me? Yeah-oh. Okay. I'm assuming that you guys can still see me. I don't know why it says offline. That's disconcerting. But that's okay. Oh, good. Okay, so now it worked for me. Woo! Guys, I was going to cry. I was really going to cry there. I'm like, no, this is so good. Okay, so now we just take, okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Whoo! Tidy up equals my new best friend. It really is. It is like, so you guys have seen the Marie Kondo, the life-changing magic of tidying up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she was actually talking about this. Like, forget about cleaning up your house. This is magic. Because this genuinely magic. Okay, so we have our little boxes. We have our outlines. If you want to, you can make sure that they're lined up properly. Some of them get cranky with me. And then you can just zoom way in and see why they're getting cranky. Why are you getting cranky? No one asked you to get cranky. And yes, I do talk to all of my things in like a mom voice. And there we go. Going to go down here. See how it's a little bit wonky on the edges? You just have to line it up a little bit better. Seems fine there. And so now we're going to zoom back out because what we're going to do is add in our dates. And I like to use simple abbreviations. You don't have to. And then you are going to copy and paste across the board, changing it from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so to save time, I've already done that. And now we have this guy. And so if we wanted to do it in the opposite orientation, we're going to, okay, Jesus, take the wheel, because I wasn't fully planning on doing it in the opposite orientation, for being totally honest. So fingers crossed here that this is going to work for me. Okay, so we're going to get rid of, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to get rid of you at the, no, cooperate. Don't embarrass me here, computer. Now we're going to change this color so that I can actually see them right now. There we go. Moving you guys over here, just so we have you still. Move you up here. And it's the same process, kind of repeated. So let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Perfect. Now we are going to line these guys up the same way that we did. Position, tidy up, make sure they're nice and even. We're going to copy and paste. Down you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. Going to do this, 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 this. Position, tidy up, bing, bang, boom. Now we have another grid. This part is where it gets a little bit fingers crossed here, y'all. Come on. And we bring it over to 90. Bring this on down here. And if nothing else, then we have our start. The start of bringing everything over. Because the words are different lengths, it's tough to do tidy up with them. But it's, ooh, did I miss a day? Oh my gosh, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, I missed one. Dang it. Well, real life, guys. Caroline can't count. In case anyone is keeping track of Caroline's brain cells, there's negative numbers in there right now. Ah! Want to get rid of you. There we go. And boop. And now we're going to do tidy up. There you go. Come on. Come on, internet. And so we want to make sure that another cool thing about Canva is that they have these lines, and now it's not going to work for me, but they have these lines to make sure that everything is aligned. So you can see like where it's lining up. You really want it to have those 3 lines, but because these are an experiment right now and I hadn't anticipated it and we're running a little bit long and that's my fault. And now we have a calendar. Ta-da! So this is actually where it gets really, really cool. Is these are all things that you can save as JPEGs or PDFs or PNGs, and so that you can reuse them no matter how big you want them or small you want them. If you need to save them for like mock-ups instead of like using them for PDFs, you can save it as a JPEG and you have it. It's very, very cool. So let's recap really quick about what we've just created here. So from the top, because this took us an hour and we now have essentially a full planner that we can create. So we started with the idea of having a planner page. Okay. Now we've added some notes, which we can go in, by the way, and go over here to scrolling. Where is my checkbox? We can ungroup this guy. Ungroup. There we go. Steal the checkbox. Group it back up because sometimes we do that and then forget to do it. Line it up right in the middle. And let's see if we can do this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hoik. Ah! There's a lot of things that you can do. I don't know if you've picked up on this. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do in Canva. Okay, if anybody has a question, feel free to pop it in the comments. Whoop. While I am doing this and being a little bit anal about it. So we are shift clicking on all of these boxes, just the check boxes that are already grouped, and we want them to get tidied up. And boop, now we have checkbox pages on one of our notes pages if we wanted it. Okay, we have notes, we have checkboxes, we have lined notes, we have smaller lined notes, dotted line notes. We have bullet journal pages. We have a planner page. We have an empty page that we can actually probably do fun things like add these checkboxes to if we really wanted to. boop, and boop. You can get rid of the background if you want. We've made a bunch of check boxes that you can also use, by the way, as like quote sections. Like you can drag these guys out. Whoop. And if you wanted to like write your own little quote or a blurb in there or something, there you go. We've had a big checklist where they can fill things out or you can fill things out. Here's a place where you can actually write out different things. Here's a place where you can expand on your different ideas. You can change the fonts for all of these too. We've made a calendar. We made a few calendars and another calendar all super quickly. Here's the thing that I love so much is that there are no limits. There are no limits. And a lot of these things, once you've made them, you can use them again as jumping off points because there's nothing worse than just like literally sitting here staring at this blank page and you're like, well, now what? Well, now what? So I hope that you guys learned a bunch of different things because it's really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. Super simple to make them. And Canva makes it easy. It's a lot less expensive than Photoshop. It's a lot less expensive than having a graphic designer. It's a lot less expensive than having to do InDesign or learn all of those things. It's something that's super attainable for normal people, just like us. And you can do a lot of different things to make them your own, if that makes any sense, guys. So you can absolutely optimize your PDF so that they load faster. There's a different thing that you can do for that. And I can't remember it offhand. There's many, many different things that you can do. But as far as like downloads, I absolutely love to just send them straight to the people. And I've never had a problem with the sizes of my PDFs. I know that there are page limits in Canva. So like you can't do any more than 100 pages. So if you have a bunch of different things that you're doing and it winds up being more than 100 pages, you're going to have a few different PDF documents that you're going to do. And that's okay because then you can merge them together. There's it's a site called PDF Merge. It's free and it will put them all together and you can rearrange the order that you want them in. It's really, really simple to do. I've never had a problem as far as like sending PDFs to people with like optimization or deliverability. Because the PDF was too large, even for like free stuff or paid products. I don't think that like for free stuff, I don't like to give crazy massive freebies because, you know, it's a stressful thing. Like I said, when it comes to our people, we have to remember as business owners, as bloggers, we want to empower our people. We want them to like get a freebie and it's like, oh my gosh, yes, I can do this. We want them to feel like they're capable of taking the first steps. We don't want them to be overwhelmed to the point of, oh my gosh, I'm a failure because there's no way that I can finish this freebie. If you give them too much, it overwhelms them and it puts them into like a pit of despair. Princess Bride, anybody? Where they're like, there's no way that I can finish this. No way that I can finish this. We don't want that. So, we keep it simple for the freebie and then for the paid product. If we were doing this as like a paid product, this would be a paid product. Each individual page could be its own freebie, especially things where you're walking them through, where you're explaining things. Like that would be an amazing freebie to give people so that you're able to help them kind of take that blog post from an idea to an action plan. But I would not under any circumstances give people like a 15-page freebie. That's just a lot of information for them. And we want to make sure that our people are also valuing what it is that we give them. And one of a really great way to do that is to make sure that we are charging people for it. There's nothing wrong with charging for these ideas that you have, for the content that you've created, for the work that you've done. And because I know that I just threw a whole mess of a lot of things at you guys, I wanted to make it worth your while. So I have a super special deal for you guys. I do these things, like I said, this is like my favorite thing to do. This is my all-time favorite thing to do. And one of the things that I love to do is to make templates. and I have a club where I give you a new set of templates in Canva and PicMonkey, and I give you a brand new lead page every single month. It's called the On Point Templates Club. And let me have here we go. It's called the On Point Templates Club. It is super affordable, super, super affordable. I'm going to put some of these are going to be morphed into templates next month. True story. These are the tools that you need every single month. So it's not just like workbook templates. There's opt-in box templates to get people to grow your list. There's workbook templates. There's cover templates. There's sales page graphics. There's mock-ups, all of those things. And we change them every single month inside of the club. Plus, you get one of my high converting lead page templates, like straight from lead pages. Super simple to use, super elementary. I make a new video each month with a new thing that I have learned about these products, about these platforms like Canva or PicMonkey or lead pages, so that you guys kind of get insider intel from it every single month. It is by far one of my favorite things I've ever created is this On Point Templates Club. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about it, because inside of Canva especially is where I do all of the like ebook templates or workbook templates, checklist templates. I do a lot of opt-in boxes in there as well. PicMonkey is where I do design a lot of my sales page graphics. I keep a lot of the mock-ups inside of Canva as well. But I also give you a lead page so that you can actually start to market these things, because there's no use in having, like I said, one of my biggest things is I have this huge backlog of templates that I've never actually sold, that I've never put in front of people, and they're not earning me money. They were just something to occupy my time. And there's so much like wasted potential in them. So I started actually selling them, making super simple lead pages, making simple sales graphics, and getting them in front of my people. And now they're actually earning me money, because that's what the whole goal of this is to make earning super simple. The whole process doesn't have to be difficult. So here are some of the things that some of the members have already created. This is like all of different, every single sorry, I kind of have to pee if we're being totally honest. So I'm rushing a little bit. That's my fault. But you didn't need to know that. So every month there is a mock-up. There's opt-in boxes. This is an opt-in box that you can use and put onto your page. Integrate it with ConvertKit or with MailerLite or with lead pages, whatever you have that works. We have a lot of people who have sold more things since they started joining the club, because it made it easier to create, market, and sell all at the same time. And so you get 2 months at the same time. Pam has said that she joined the club. It's only been there for a year, but she made more and sold more than she ever did in the past 3 years of her entire blogging career. You can use the templates for freebies or tripwires that you want to create, or workbooks, or full-blown products, or workbooks that accompany products, all of those things. There's no limit to what you can create and you use over and over and over again. So here's what you get breakdown each month. It is always way more than 5 or 10, but I like to keep expectations realistic. It's usually more like 20 if we're being totally honest, because of all the different pages. So inside of Canva, you'll get 100% customizable Canva templates that you can customize for your own colors and logos. Each of them also usually has like a prompt as to what you can fill in for each different place. Everything is something that I've created and used for myself and have made editable for you so that you can take them and go. Same thing with PicMonkey. Again, I use PicMonkey for the most part for designing the sales page graphics. So things that are like exciting text or, eye-catching like logos that I want to design, that I want to have a little bit more customization for. I do all of those inside of PicMonkey. Again, these are all customizable. You can use your different colors. You can use your own logos. Everything has a Mad Lib style prompt so that you can fill it out. Same thing with lead pages. These lead pages that you guys get are all ones that I actually use. Like they're not just some like random thing that I've like pulled together. They're ones that I've actually used and have converted well. I use them as a guinea pig to see if they're going to convert, and then I give them to you guys. So these are all customizable. And again, there's going to be prompts for you to fill in what it is in each different section. There are so many different things that I've put in there. And usually the brand new like walkthrough videos that I do are usually about lead pages, because that's one of the things that people struggle with the most is inside of lead page creation. So because you guys are here and hanging out with me and stuck through this hugely long presentation with me, I want to give you a bonus. So I'm giving you 2 full additional months of my previous templates, like the top templates, for free. So now you're not just getting a new template every month plus last month's templates that you're also getting access to. You're getting access to 2 full months of top templates for free. So this means that you get to stock up your template library, customize even more, grab more of these all at the same time. And inside of this bonus is my best-selling tripwire template in lead pages. Yeah, I don't even sell that thing. Like, it's just inside of this bonus. So you can get all of it if you go to carolinevenzel.com/OPTC. There's also a link inside of in the comments section. And it is right over there for you to just click on and grab and go. So to break it down even further, here's what you're going to get. You get background information of how to use each one of the platforms. So there's background on how to use Canva and how to customize it. Same thing with PicMonkey, and background on how to use lead pages. Each month you get 5 to 10 plus, emphasize plus, Canva templates for opt-in boxes, for mock-ups that you can use for selling, for workbooks, ebooks, checklists, freebies, everything, all in the same place. Same thing for PicMonkey. And you get one brand new high converting lead page template all at the same time each month. This is totally different month after month. It's a new thing that starts on the day 1 of each month. You get a brand new email with all the information all at the same place. Plus, every month I do a brand new insider cool hacks that I already just learned, because this whole thing is all about learning, continually learning and growing and doing things over and over again. And I want to share that knowledge with you guys. And because I love the On Point Templates Club so much, you guys get an insider video of a new thing that I've learned. All of these things I think are super valuable. I've seen people selling just templates by themselves for more than $37. Same thing with how to use Canva, how to use PicMonkey, how to use lead pages. All of those things, I've seen courses on that for more than $57. It's insane. So because of the fact that all of that is a 225 value, but I'm not done, because you still get these bonuses of the 2 months. So you get 2 full months of past, the best of the best past templates, and a bonus plus. This is lifetime price lock-in. Lifetime price lock-in for you guys. Because here's the thing. I'm going to up the price on this. I'm just going to. Full story. It's absolutely my favorite thing in the entire world. And the more that I learn and the more that I grow as a content creator, the better these templates are for you guys. So making sure that you get in and lock in your price is huge. Absolutely huge. And so all of it is a $301 value. But because I know that your time is valuable and your money is valuable, it's going to be way less than that for you. It's just $25 a month right now. That's it. You don't have to pay anything up front, and it goes up to $300 next month, $25 a month, and you're in the club. How cool is that? And you get brand new stuff every single month that you're in it. Super valuable, super the best thing that's on the internet. And you can get it all plus the 2 bonus months. carolinevenzel.com/OPTC. That's what it is. So because again, I want to make sure that this is super valuable for you, whether you actually join the On Point Templates Club or not. I want to make sure that we have all of the questions answered. So give me just a second and I will stop my share. Cooperate. There we go. Okay, now we're back. Okay. Whoopsie daisies. No, there's no coupon code. It's just straight up like over there. And you get it immediately. It's all hooked up. You just have to go over and buy the On Point Templates Club and you'll get your bonus templates sent directly to you. And there you go. Okay. Whoopsie daisies. Did I miss any other questions? Oh my goodness. Okay, so really quick. Will your sales page templates work for ThriveCart? No, but here's kind of the thing. What I do inside of my templates for sales pages, ThriveCart's a little bit different because it's a checkout platform, but what I like to do inside of the lead page templates is show you how it works. It's not just like header, words, text, picture. It's what you should put at each different point. So it's not ThriveCart templates, although if we're being totally honest, Karina, that could be something that would happen in the future. I'm not opposed to it, but that was just something like, I might do that in the future. If more people like what is it called? ThriveCart than lead pages. I've started even doing ThriveCart checkout pages as just the sales page too, but it's usually not for like a full product. And I really do like lead pages because then I can also, not just for like paid products, but I use it for my freebies. I use it if I'm doing like a Facebook ad. I use it if I am doing like a summit thing, if I'm doing a checkout page that I like for a summit or a bonus or anything. So yeah, that's what it is. And I really do love ThriveCart, but I think that there's a lot more uses for lead pages, especially when it comes to like opt-in boxes. There's a lot of different opt-in box templates in the On Point Templates Club because all of the stuff that we create in Canva, it's really important that it's not just growing this bank in our like downloads folder or in our designs folder. We want to make sure that we're doing something with it. And if that means, you know, you're giving it away as a freebie, or you are, oh gosh, if you're giving it away as a freebie, or if you are doing like, words are tough right now, I'm really sorry. Or if you're doing it as a paid product, you want to make sure that you're getting it in front of people. That's the whole thing. And you can't do that if you don't have an email list. So that's why one of the things inside of the club every single month are opt-in boxes, because we want to make sure that you're growing your list at the same time. We want to make sure that this is something that you are using to leverage your business and to leverage your blog and all of those things. We want to make sure that you're doing that. And so having those opt-in box templates is really valuable so that you can actually grow your list. And that's why I talk about lead pages, is because you can do that using those opt-in box templates to go people to go over to lead pages to sign up for your list. I hope that made sense. So yes, there is a recording that you can watch. This video is going to be a training video that I'm going to pop into the Templates Club. It's going to be in there. This is going to be part of the training videos series that you guys get access to once you join the club. It's going to go into the library. But for the purpose of this training, the replay is going to go away tomorrow at midnight. That's the cutoff, because that's when it's going to go into the Templates Club library, vaults. I haven't really named it yet. It's just a big old group of amazing videos teaching you how to maximize your use of these templates and platforms and everything. Hope, once you're grandfathered in at that price, yes, you are grandfathered in. Like, you are in. I don't like to do price hikes on things. It's really awesome. So can you cancel the club membership at any time? Absolutely. There's no like minimum commitment or anything. The only thing that you can't do from the Templates Club is take the templates and sell them as your own. That's it. If you want to use them to make freebies, do it. If you want to use them to make your own printable products, do it. If you want to use the sales pages to market to your lists, to create a big sales page, to use as tripwire pages, do it. That's what they're there for. It's to help you get that jumping off point. It's to really help you not like having to start at step 1 with like, you know, a blank page, or like even worse, like a blank sales page. And you're like, I don't know what to do with this. It's helping you kind of start at like step 5. That's what I like to think of it. Or maybe like step 7 out of 10. Like it's getting you to that point where you're able to get the wheels turning for creativity without feeling like you're having like blank page paralysis. Like, I don't know where to start with this. So all of the templates are really pretty. They're very pretty. They're all totally customizable. And it's, again, you don't have to like just use them at face value. You can create them to make them your own. And as you saw with Canva, like literally we just made like a 30-page freaking ebook. Like seriously. And then that template itself could be used again and again and again. That's the best thing, is you can take your own stuff and use it over and over again so that you never have to just sit there. Like, again, blank page paralysis. Okay, are all of the elements in the Canva templates available to use with the free version of Canva? I always do the free version. Like, so inside of Canva, you can sort out your elements and stuff from pay or pro and free. I really try to do them all free. Like, if I've forgotten, sometimes it like defaults and like accidentally does something that's not free. I really try to keep them all free because, again, I know not everybody has it as the paid version, and I want to make sure that you guys can all use it. And the cool thing is, though, it will tell you if something is pro, like it'll have the watermark over top of it, and then you can just delete it. There you go. Anna, do the templates expire at some point? So the way that it works is you get this month and the previous month's templates at the same time. So you technically have 2 full months of templates every single time that you're in the club. Once next month's templates become available, the previous month go away and you get the current and previous. You'll get an email before they go away to make sure that you've gotten all the templates. Even if you don't use them immediately, I recommend like copying and pasting them so that you have them for yourself, making sure that, you know, you have your access to them. But you'll get an email before the previous month's templates expire. So you have 60 days from like the time that they appear in your inbox on the first of the month to the time that they expire to make sure that you get them and can copy them over onto your own platform. I hope that made sense. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that really, really got you kind of going with Canva so that you can understand how it's so simple to make these pages that look gorgeous without having to hire a graphic designer, without having to feel like you are like staring at the blank page. And honestly, I hope that I see you inside of the On Point Templates Club because it is so helpful for not just creating your templates, but also learning how to market and sell them so that you can really, really turn your blog into a business that makes you money. All right, guys, I will see you next time we do another training like this. Bye.